Hey, what's up? It's your design systems nerd, Mark Reynolds here, and today I'm coming to you from Knapsack. And we're going to cover the subject of why design systems fail. And I'm just going to do a quick summary and add some of my own personal thoughts. But Knapsack have put together an awesome blog that goes through this in detail from top to bottom. So the first thing we're going to chat about is strategy and design system process. Now, if you think about becoming successful in the design system space within your organization, having a framework, having a process, and having a strategy around that is only going to bode well now and in the future. But it requires like three kind of main big areas to focus on. So the first area is auditing and research. So the auditing process is not only auditing your UI across the entire suite of products within your organization, but it's actually auditing all the different processes within the organization, how teams are actually set up, how they collaborate, how different functions of the business come together over different subjects and share resources. So you have to go through a full auditing process. And on top of that, you're going to be researching design systems themselves, everything that's trending within design systems, and like the latest things that have moved forward in design systems, both in technology, in design, again in process, and all the rest of it. You're also going to have to cover another area, which is the full strategy and planning of a design system, team operating model. You've got the adoption strategy, contribution, governance models, resourcing, how you're going to be documenting, so documentation strategy, and you're going to have to come up with plans and everything around that. And then the obvious one, which a lot of us default to, is the execution. So the actual tokens themselves, the components themselves, the patterns themselves, and templates, etc. And also obviously the brand elements and things that you throw in there too. So we're actually going to talk a little bit about the lack of adoption or the adoption strategy. So the lack of adoption. So if we think about adoption, it has many different pillars, but some of the most common pillars or some of the best pillars to potentially focus on, not for everybody, pillars are all different for different organizations, but from my perspective, you've got three really powerful pillars. One of them is community. So one of the pillars is developing a community, and developing a community has many facets to it. But having one, being able to operate it right and to nurture it is going to be incredibly useful and will play a big factor in the adoption of the design system in the organization. And you got the obvious one, I think, within the design system space, we know contribution very well. So you have to work through contribution. You need to find out what contribution means for your organization and how best to apply that within the suite of tools you have, within the suite of workflows and processes that you have within the organization. And then we've got the actual onboarding experience itself. So what type of tool you're using will be able to, or the face of the design system itself is your onboarding experience, and you have to cater for all the different user types of your design system. So you may have engineers, product designers, product managers, branding, marketing managers, all sorts of different people and different users from the organization, even third parties, looking to get what they need from the design system. So, as part of your adoption strategy, if you have the lack of understanding and delivery of community contribution and the onboarding experience itself, then you're going to lead into a dangerous area. Failure is going to be on the horizon at some point. I'm not putting that out as like a red alert. You could do a lot of things. I'm just saying that, yeah, having adoption and having planning and strategy around it, and then executing on it based on the knowledge you've gained, etc., is going to bode well and support it really well. There's all sorts of different areas. I've gone into detail around maybe the lack of adoption because I think it's one of the most important. But you've got lots of details on the blog itself. You've got contribution and governance model, the right technology to use, the right tool to use for you and your organization, and the people that are within the design system team and everything else. But that's my summary for today.